Hey math fans, this is the second video for section 5.3.3. Let's get started. In this video, we are going to look at the many different ways to construct parallel lines using only what we've learned as far as constructions are concerned. There will be no measuring involved in our construction of parallel lines. This video will go over two main methods of how to construct a line going through a given point that's not on the line and have it be parallel to another given line. So here we have a picture of line L, and then you have point A that is not on the line. We're going to create a line going through point A that will be parallel to L. First thing you want to do is put the sharp point of your compass on point A, and then we're going to extend the compass so it's going to make two intersections with line L. Essentially what we're going to do is we're going to create a perpendicular, which we did in the last video, to line L. And then, theoretically, if we make a perpendicular to a perpendicular, those remaining lines should be parallel, correct? So far you should have 2 points of intersection with the arc and line L. I've labeled mine point C and point D. Next, you're going to want to put the sharp point on point C, and then again, make sure that the distance of your radius for your compass is set a little bit more than halfway from C to D. Then put the sharp point on D, and you're going to make another arc exactly the same radius. Be careful not to change the size of the radius. Where the two arcs intersect, label it point E, and then you're going to draw a line through A and E. Now we're going to make a perpendicular to line AE. So let's move our compass to where the sharp point is on point A. Now I've really made an effort here to show you that the 2 points that I've made here, which are G and F, are very different from all the other points. You might need to change your compass so it doesn't intersect at more than one point, just so you don't get confused. Now you're going to want to take the sharp point and put it on point F. And also extend your compass so it goes past A, because remember, you got to go more than halfway. And then make an arc from point F. Now put the sharp point on point G, keeping the distance the same. You're going to find out where are these two arcs going to intersect. Once you have the two arcs intersecting, you're going to draw a line through point A to where they intersect, and we'll just label that point H. If you label the second line N, you can now say that line L is parallel to line N because they're both perpendicular to the same line. Another method that's not in your book, but it is a valid method of constructing parallel lines, or at least a line going through point A that will be parallel to line L, uses congruent angles or corresponding angles. The first step is to draw a line going through point A intersecting line L, and it doesn't necessarily have to be perpendicular. Next, you're going to draw an arc from point B, and I really emphasize maybe make it smaller than AB because I want to show you how the points correspond. So here's the arc drawn from point B. Now you're going to take the sharp point of the compass and put it on point A and make exactly the same size arc. Do not change the distance of the radius. Now this is very important, and this is why we're going to be creating these parallel lines. What we're trying to do is create congruent angles, which in turn will be corresponding angles. So we need to make sure that the points correspond with each other. Point A is going to correspond with point B. They're both going to be a vertex. point C is going to correspond with point E, which means we need a point that will correspond with the point D. So our next move is to set our compass equal to the distance from C to D. And then keeping that distance, put the sharp point on E now. And where it intersects that arc is where it's going to be the new point where D will correspond. Once you have the intersection of the top two arcs, then you can draw a line through point A, and now you have two parallel lines. I've labeled it M, and we can say line M is parallel to line L. And that'll do it for this section. We'll see you in class.